to Picks Central. It's just me today again. I think a lot of people are traveling. People in Chicago, we're going to Chicago for mini golf. I'm leaving today for mini golf. I actually got to get ready for that. I heard this $25,000 pool. I could be wrong. But today's show is brought to you by DraftKings, the best sportsbook in the entire world. An action-packed fight card is taking over Las Vegas for UFC 300. Again, as a casual, I tune in and out of UFC. If I like some fighters, I'll watch. I heard UFC 300 is going to be the most insane event they have. The card is absolutely packed. And DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of UFC, is giving new customers a shot to turn $5 into $150 instantly in bonus bets with any UFC 300 bet. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code PICKCENTRAL. New customers can bet $5 to get $150 instantly in bonus bets only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code PICKCENTRAL. The crown is yours. If I'm speaking with a little bit of I got like dry mouth, a little fat lip. I got a fat lip last night. I got a fat lip in our basketball game. Tommy and Hubs will be coming in later. We'll talk about that. But last night, fucking UConn, back-to-back champions. Tournament, I'm pretty sure they had a scoring what was it, dudes? Plus 140?
Yeah, and the next closest was like plus 124.
It's just, I've never seen a team get better than the year they won a national championship. And last year they also won every game by double digits. And this year, like, it wasn't, I made a joke last night, didn't land whatsoever. But I was like, is UConn bad for college basketball? Which they're obviously not. They're fucking awesome. But we're watching games where it's not even fucking close.
Yeah, it's crazy. What do they return? Two of the two players,
so they
top 7 in minutes?
They returned Klingon, correct?
Klingon, Newton, Caravan.
And Klingon last year was kind of like
but he wasn't Sonogo.
He was a backup center.
Right.
And who else did they?
Newton was the point guard.
And Newton, and first of all, Newton is outrageous. Klingon, I could have sworn I saw a interview with him, like him kind of like talking like he'd come back. If that man comes back, he's the stupid. Someone should get in his ear, like, you're stupid. His draft stock is never going to be higher than right now.
I think if it's like you get non-guaranteed, if it's non-guaranteed first round money, like if you're gonna get, you can make more in college. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but I don't know if he'll.
I think if it's like non-guaranteed or some shit, I deep in the weeds.
If he's in
finding this shit out.
If he's in the first, getting drafted first round, you got to go.
If he's a lotto pick, he's got to go.
I think even a little bit after lotto pick, you got to go. Because this draft is weak, like we said, but we'll get to all that in a little bit. But yeah, last night, first half was entertaining. Edie got, I'm pretty sure, like 17 in the first half, around there. He was getting whatever he wanted. What Dukes kind of was harping on of Purdue, they did not do.
No.
And I'm not saying like you were wrong. It's just like what they needed to do to stay in this game.
Right.
They shot 7 threes. And this is where I want people to realize that's not Purdue being like, that's all we wanted to do. That's how good UConn's defense is. And that's why I think UConn's almost like, it's almost a little, not boring, because they're not boring at all. It's like they just make other teams look so bad because of their defense.
I actually have this take on it. I think that UConn let Purdue, I think it was an out-coached match. I think that UConn applied the pressure on the perimeter to make Braden Smith uncomfortable, Fletcher Lawyer uncomfortable. And that's why UConn lost. It's not because of Edie. It was because of Smith, Lawyer,
Purdue,
Gillis. Yeah, the 4 like glue guys for them. But Hurley said last night, he's like, yeah, like in our scouting, we knew Edie was going to get whatever. We didn't care if he took 30 shots and had like 50. Because if we keep them under 20 points, we win. Matt Painter is so fucking dumb.
Yep.
And he's just like, oh, well, they're letting us, like, Edey's doing whatever he wants, so, like, keep feeding him. It doesn't matter if Edey has 40. If you hold the other guys to below 20, they score, what, 55? Like, you're probably going to win that game.
Dude, that was my biggest point.
I think Painter's just an idiot.
That was my biggest point as well. It was the classic, like, Hurley's not an idiot. He knew, let Edey do that. Let him go. He had 17 in the first half, and what were they up in the first half? 6 in the halftime?
Yeah, 6.
Up 6 at halftime. And you just felt that UConn still controlled that game. Like, you still knew that, like, there's just also... I want to see a stat if you took UConn's second half, how much money you'd be up, because I feel like it would be insane almost every game. But yeah, they just let Edey go nonstop. I don't even know. Braden Smith, Lawyer
sucked.
They just weren't there because Castle, Newton, all in their face. Cam Spencer in their face. It's just like they're not even the most talented basketball team I've ever seen, but they look the best team I've seen.
Yeah, I know you're not going to agree with this. I do think that if anybody watched the entire, I think you could put Baylor 21 in there. I do think Gonzaga, you can't say because of the national championship.
Though.
But Gonzaga, the 2021 team, the way that they operated, like besides the national championship when everyone watched, that was the closest. 18 Nova, I thought was like unbelievable as well.
Because they had a big that was, I don't think he was good, but he was good. Corey Kispert was like lights out from 3.
Suggs, like that, an NBA
Suggs
guy.
as a point guard. Like they had everybody. Corey Kispert, by the way, great career so far. In the NBA.
I mean that. Yeah,
he's on the Wizards, but still.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, like, but you agree though. Like if you look at the roster on paper. They're not the most talented.
Agreed.
They're not the most talented group on paper. Like if you look at Kentucky, 2015,
right?
It's like that team is by far better than. But
just because a team has a bunch of NBA players doesn't mean that's the best.
Doesn't
team.
mean 100%.
Duke 19, I really thought like.
Oh my god!
Like I thought that was like they were gonna like, at one point be that. They're not. They
weren't. And
very talented talent like took them like. As far as they went, the Elite 8 and shit, but like...
Dude, that game they had against Kentucky, by the way, in the beginning of the season that year, I was like, this team might be the best team of all time, but they weren't. But UConn, I think Dan Hurley also said it really, really nicely after, of like, these guys are buying into, you need to be unselfish. Your draft stock is going to go up. UConn is going to go up at the same time if you're just unselfish and buy into it. There's not one person like when I was watching it after like the awards and shit, I had no idea who the award was going to go to because every one of like Newton is the best, like he deserved it.
Yeah.
He should have got it. He was always consistent. But you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't have been surprised if it went to somebody else.
I thought Spencer for a second.
Yes, yeah, Spencer, Klingon, Castle. It's just that they were all played so well together. They all knew their role. There wasn't Purdue. To be honest, that's why Purdue, like, their main focus was Edey all the time. And yes, they should. But like, no matter what, any game that happened with UConn. It could be anyone was the main focus. Mm-hmm. Everyone knew what they had to do. Castle was fucking banging threes. Spencer's a maniac, by the way. No social media this guy's got. The man loves basketball. He said they have practice tomorrow. He was dribbling after the game in the locker room. He's 1,000% will be on that coaching staff in the next 3 years.
Yeah, I think he's gonna have like I could see him having a pretty good NBA career.
I didn't mean to poo-poo him his NBA career.
No, I agree with you.
But you know what I mean?
I said he's gonna be the next Shire at Duke. Like he's just gonna take over Hurley's program. But like, I do think like if Cam Spencer's one of those players, I guess you can really say this about like anyone on UConn. If the Knicks, they get the most out of players. Yeah, no, the Knicks fit. But like a Heat organization when they draft someone like a Cam Spencer and you see him in college like he's really good, then the Heat kind of see the same thing. You're like, oh shit, that's a scary fit. Like Hami Hawk was.
Yeah.
Like that's what it was like. Oh yeah, he's gonna be really good for the Heat. Like I don't know if he went to like fucking like Minnesota if he'd have the same career, but like
100%.
like it's just one of those things. I think that's a great fit.
The system, but
system.
I think that Purdue got outcoached completely. Their window is now. Do you think they'll ever be a team that kind of gets back? You do?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he's a horrible coach. I really do.
He's a great coach.
I hate him.
Yeah,
I can't stand him.
That's fine. That's fine. He's objectively a great coach.
So what I want everyone to say is when I say he's a bad coach because I don't like him.
Yeah. That's fine. If you just don't believe in him, that's fine. I do think Purdue will they be able to bring in guys? Yeah, they've been they always get guys.
Yeah.
They're one of the best programs nationally. I think that last night was. It makes so much sense. He just was like, "Oh, Edie can do whatever he wants. He's getting we're feeding him in the paint. He's getting his points. Just keep going to him, keep feeding him." It's like Hurley just in the back of his head, haha, that's exactly what we wanted you to do.
Yeah. Hurley was funny last night. He was pushing Cam Spencer. He was out on the court. He hated everything. So everyone's talking about how UConn has been the best. They've been probably the best program now in the last 15?
Yeah, there's a crazy stat. Let me find this for you. It is insane. I'll pull it up on Twitter, on X. Brian Ives. It's about UConn missing the tournament and how many championships they've had. It's crazy. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Where is it? I'll read it then find it. UConn has missed 32% of the NCAA tournaments played since 1999. They missed 32%. UConn has won 24% of the NCAA titles since 1999. Yeah.
Wow. That's actually fucking crazy.
Here it is.
That's crazy. That's an insane stat.
That's an insane stat.
They're definitely, in my eyes, they're in the blue bloods. You got to put them in. I don't give a fuck. You just got to do it. Listen, I'm on Duke Twitter, but a lot of people were just chirping Duke yesterday for some reason. I have no idea why. They were talking about about championships and stuff, and it's I saw Jay Williams go after somebody today. Did you see that?
Let me see.
Jay Williams said something about, it wasn't Duke Twitter, also Jay Williams said something about how we don't need to talk about Duke right now. It's fucking UConn. UConn is the best program at the moment. Are they the best odds next year to win? No. Of course they're not. But another team is. But last night also, you bring it up? Mm-hmm. Well, you got something to say?
No.
It actually was a fine tweet by him.
I will say that the Purdue fans chanting IU sucks.
Oh.
That was so weird.
That was the weird. I hate. That's Yankee fans. I'll actually say I hate when Yankee fans start saying fuck Altuve when they're not even playing them.
Yeah.
It's dude, get this. We're better than that. And to say fuck Indiana is so weird at that time.
It was so bizarre. It was so weird.
Yeah, this is so. Mark says pretty wild that Duke has been viewed for decades as a powerhouse program that has been standard for college basketball. Yet UConn now has won more titles in the last 25 years than Duke. Blah blah, which is a stupid. I just don't get why you have to pin people against each other. / Duke is still a standard for college basketball. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. They still have, yeah. And then he said Duke has won 5 championships the last 33 years. Not too far off, my man. But crazy respect to UConn. We need more head-to-head matchups. That's true.
I think both are true.
But I do think Duke is still the standard. UConn has won back-to-back championships. The number 1 recruit picked between UConn and Duke, and he went to Duke. We're still going to get the best guys.
Okay, but also in that sense, Cooper Flag could, the difference in then could have been, not even, money. It could be oh, wow, they're just going to be a better team next year. Oh, Filipowski's leaving. You don't know what UConn's going to do. Their moves. That all goes in.
100%. It
I don't think
does.
It's just like a program thing. Like,
But I just also feel like Duke still like there when you have that more history and like 5 championships is not that far off.
how much more
then.
history though?
They have a lot more history. Just
Like
because
10 more years?
Yeah, but like it's just like
Do you know what I'm saying? Like that.
I get it.
That's where I say like the narrative behind Duke is like, wow, like they've been great. So you feel like since like the '60s, like they've been with Kansas and Kentucky, like these programs that have been good forever. Duke wasn't really right like that. Duke kind of came out of nowhere. Not like nowhere. It's like a really good academic Southern school that like has a little bit of like prestigeness, like we're better than you, cockiness, and carry that. They became very hateable in the '90s. UConn just silently and subtly just did what they had to do out of nowhere in Storrs, fucking Connecticut, the men's and women's programs, and now they're on top of the world. Like, you could make the argument that if you think of championships in men's basketball and women's basketball, you're thinking of Storrs, Connecticut.
Well, definitely women's. Men's is for sure right now. Men's is what it's been 4 in the last.
Yeah, like like what? UCLA has 11, but like honestly, fuck that.
That's bullshit.
Like I hate that.
Even
though
that
like
too.
I get the history, I'll respect it, but fuck that. Kentucky has 8, I'll respect that. But most of those were probably played in like fucking World War II when people were off to war. North Carolina 6, I'll respect that. UConn 6, Duke 5. Kansas 4. Like UConn winning all these in the 99.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
No, it is crazy, and you have to respect it. And it's fine to say what he's saying, but also like Duke is still a standard. I don't care what people say. It is. And UConn right now is on top though. Duke hasn't won since 2015. UConn's won the past 2. There's only been 4 teams to go back to back. What is it? Florida, Duke, UConn, and who?
Yeah, but like, okay, that's what I want to say. The thing about this is, what Florida did, they brought back 5 players that were like 3 of them were lotto picks. Like they could have left after the first championship. It was like lotto picks. They wanted to go back to school, so it wasn't like they should have won. Like when you bring back everyone that was like going to like the NBA and they bring back everybody, it was impressive. But these are NBA guys. UConn lost Andre Jackson. They lost Jordan Hawkins. They lost Adama Sanogo.
Yep.
They lost Joey Calcaterra. I'm forgetting one more. Doesn't matter. But that point is, to bring back and reload and to bring in like Castle to buy in, to get Cam Spencer out of the portal, who wasn't like a highly touted like top 5 transfer portal guy. Like it was a guy that was gettable, very good at Rutgers, played at like Loyola. But the fact that they were able to rebuild basically with an entirely new team, only bring back 2 people, is one of the most impressive things, I think, in college basketball history.
And dominate.
And it will not... better.
It wasn't like they got hot at the right time. They were just hot all the time.
And less NBA talent.
Yeah.
And they were better. I don't think this will be repeated for like 30 years.
Really?
I don't think anybody will go back to back unless somehow, some way, there's more money in college basketball that like players are like, fuck it, I don't want to go. Like, I really don't want to go to the NBA right now. I'm staying, and that's more of a trend.
You only think it's kind of happening a little bit. Where
but
like
the portal, like people just like are gonna like get up and leave if they don't get playing time.
But that's why I think it might happen again more because of the portal. You know, like UConn would never have gone back to back this year without the portal being this like crazy.
It's not like who Spencer?
Cam Spencer was a huge.
No,
I
don't.
And I'm not shitting on him again. I just think that the portal, like, and everyone has portal, so they did exactly what they should do. I'm just saying, like, back in the day, it was only because if you had people come back right away. Like, the portal now, you can reload in a year. If you lost all 4 seniors back in the day or 3 seniors and somebody else,
right? But I think that's
reloading so hard.
I also think that when you reload, it's like you have to implement like a championship, like winning culture.
100. I think they're both very hard.
Yeah.
I think we're splitting hairs here.
I think I personally just think that like when you like bringing in guys for 1 year, yeah, it's almost like the one and done though, which to some extent hasn't worked.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, it's definitely hard to also have guys just buy into your system for 1 year. And also, Dan Hurley put to rest that he will not be going to Kentucky. His wife, he said, interview my wife. She's, as long as we're close to New Jersey, we're staying here.
So did Oates.
I need coaches to stop being so stupid. Hurley, great answer. Do that. Nate Oates, you know for a motherfucking fact that you will not be staying at Alabama for the rest of your career. Right? There's no way he stays at Alabama. Like, he's not going to stay as like a... Do you think he'll stay for like 20 plus years?
No. I mean, NBA or something.
Well, stop putting out the statements like that.
Yeah.
Because you know it's going to come back to bite you in the ass. Right now is sure you're not going there this year. One, I'm not so sure that Kentucky even offered you anything. There was just rumors going out. Two, there's just no reason, because you know you're going to leave. People are going to bring that up right back up. If you say it in a press conference, no one will remember it.
I had this take. Do you think that coaches have to get ahead of it now? Because one, with recruits and with the portal.
Yes.
That's one. But the other thing that I was going to say is, shit. I forgot. Keep going.
One of those you just completely forgot?
Yeah. Oh, that they have to stay with their school. Like Oates is like, I have to stay with my school. I can't like show disloyalty like getting up and leaving, because then it's like when you tell like your players, it's like, well, I stayed with my program.
Yeah.
I didn't get up and run from the fight. Like,
yeah.
Something like that. Like I don't, because a lot of coaches are turning down like better jobs. Like Beard and Tang putting out statements as well, and then this one, it just popped into my head. I was like, I think this might be just coaches are just gonna maybe stay more, because they don't want to show like kids that you could just get up and like go like with the portal, because they really hate the portal. I don't know, just like small thought.
No, it's definitely it's so interesting. Oh, hey yo, the number one odds is the Duke Blue Devils. We're not going to stay on this so long because it's so far away. And it's also crazy again that UConn's plus 1,400 already. Like, that's just what it is no matter what when you win, but still. Kentucky should not even be 20. You have no idea who the fuck's happened there. I just want everyone to know, brace yourselves from November to March to April. I'm going to be insufferable.
I don't think anybody needs a warning.
No, it's worse. It's gonna be worse than it's ever been. It's gonna be way worse than it's ever been. My first year here was Zion, so like I didn't really. That was like whatever, you know. And then 2020 was bad, and then the 2021 was Final Four, correct?
Yeah, because Caleb Love hit that shot to end Coach K's career.
Yeah, no. And then 2022. Tennessee, then this year at Elite Eight. Cooper Flagg is one of the best players I've ever seen. If you watch him, the way he's like, he'll be the number one pick. He's the best player you'll ever see. I'm going to be insufferable. Duke, I don't understand how they lose next year. I really don't see any way they lose any games. I wanted two things before we move on, Dukes. Mm-hmm. One, Seton Hall was the second winner this year. They beat UConn in the regular season, win the NIT. That's got to be like, they are looked at so, like, Shaheen Holloway right now is looked at like good for, like he's set for a little bit, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I think that's crazy that, it's also funny that only 3 Big East teams got in when they had to play UConn the entire year. Like, and also, who else beat them? Creighton, Kansas, Seton Hall was a 3, right? Mm-hmm. That's insane that we still didn't get Seton Hall in. I think that's funny. 2, Seth Greenberg, you bald fuck. And I don't like going after the balds because, you know, your friend right here is receding. But you bald bastard. Did you see his rant about Calipari?
Not really. I saw it, but I didn't listen to it.
Because it was so embarrassing. It was so, like, just holding the water for also, I don't like agreeing with Jeff Goodman because he said the same thing. But He also picked Purdue last night because he's a moron. But he was just talking about how Calipari isn't running. He's going to a better situation.
I actually think it is a better situation.
But the thing is, you can't say he's going somewhere where he feels wanted. You would feel wanted at Kentucky if you won.
No, but it's you know that if this year goes poorly, he can construct the roster the way he wants to construct it at Arkansas.
He can do it. He wanted to do this, Doogsy.
I think we don't see eye to eye with this. I think that, like,
we don't see eye to eye with it.
At one point, he was doing the one and done, getting the best players coming in. But now I think he sees the games changing, and I think that he wants to bring a different type of player in. But like I said yesterday, with Kentucky, you have to win. You have to have the best class. Doesn't matter. They don't care if you think the number 47 guy is better. They want you to get the number 22 guy because it's on 3. It looks better for the message boards to be like, we have the number 1 class again. You have to win the class. You have to win the portal. You have to make Final Fours. You have to win championships. You have to win the SEC. Like, the pressure that comes with Kentucky is, like, on the court and off the court.
But let me guess what? The pressure is also John Calipari now going to Arkansas. Like, his name is so big, he's still going to have the same, not the same, but around the same pressure because he has everything he needs. He's got the money. He's got all control. It's all on him now. It's still all on him. I think that I'm okay with saying that it's a better situation, I guess, even though you have a best situation. But I guess I know things were definitely not good in Kentucky. You know, like things with the AD was weird. Like, I think that some things were not going right. But he did run away. That's running away. Your contract was not up. It was the times are getting tough. 7 years, 1 win. Things are not looking good for Kentucky. It's not like they had bad seasons. They had 1 bad season in the past 7 years, I believe.
Yeah, they missed the tournament.
Yeah, 1 year. They had the bad seasons because they lost in the first round to shitty teams, but I don't give a fuck. That's running away. It's running away, and I think that I don't feel bad for John Calipari whatsoever. I could tell you that. It sounded like Seth was saying he felt bad for him. But yeah, I think that. Do you think that Kentucky-Arkansas game is going to be wild next year, or no?
Yeah, I do, but I think that, like, it's not going to be like a hateful thing. I really don't. It's like
when you go in conference, though, it is a little.
Kentucky fans don't really. I don't think a lot of Kentucky fans are going to care. I think they're going to be like happy that Cal left.
I think it's a little split, but I agree with you what you mean. Like, Providence is such a smaller school, ride or die with a guy like Cooley.
I mean, Cooley also grew up in Providence. It was so different.
Totally different.
It was so.
And Calipari is also like he's just such a big name and all that nonsense.
Like the fact that Arkansas poached, there'll be hate towards Arkansas. I think more than Cal. Will they clap for Cal? No, but I don't think it's gonna be vengeful. I don't think the sweaters.
Listen, this Tyson guy is. I think people will rebel against Tyson Chicken if they suck. Also, I heard I don't know if this is wrong or right. Again, I didn't check, but Jerry Jones had some influence.
I think. But
it is also funny because they've done the least in NFL free agency, and he had a big help in Calipari going. But yeah, the college basketball this year, I actually think we can say it now. It wasn't the best tournament.
Wasn't the best.
But it's still always good.
Wasn't the worst.
Wasn't the worst. And I don't like when people say it was a bust. It's not a bust. Shut up about that. UConn was just really good. We got what we wanted. We got the 1 versus the 2. But UConn was just that much in a different tier. That's just what happens in sports sometimes. Your team is so much better. But yeah, next year is going to be amazing also as well because of all the coaching changes, all the Cooper Flagg coming in. Do you think Cooper Flagg is the most pressure since Zion? Or is it not that big of a deal to you, Cooper Flagg? Honestly, I just know I'm excited for him, but he's talented.
Who was
the number 1 guy this year?
Isaiah Collier.
And they were horrible. He got hurt, I think, a little bit. USC didn't even make.
I don't think as much people care about Cooper Flag as you think people do.
Really. I thought just because like even his announcement was huge. Like I'm not even just saying it because I
think people are like excited for him to be on Duke because he's like a big white guy and like the number.
Well, I think people are gonna hate him. I'm saying I think a lot of people are gonna because he talks a ton of shit.
Yeah, I think that there's like the excitement for somebody like that. I'm excited to see what he does at the college level. I think because like I think he could back it up. But I want to see if.
I mean, he went undefeated in high school.
Right. More so how he gets bodied by like a man, like a fifth-year senior. Like.
Yeah, and listen, and that's where I think also Duke, like Filipowski was a little bit of this, but we need a hateable Duke team.
Yeah.
We do, and Duke wasn't that hateable until Filipowski got run over.
I actually think. Really quick, just going back to the odds, I think take a stab. One team that I think is going to get better in the next couple days or weeks, if you can get them now, is Houston. I think Shed's going to come back.
You think Shed's going to come back?
And I think they're going to get a point guard in the portal as well.
Why do you think he's going to come back?
Rumors.
I love rumors.
But I also think even besides that, if he doesn't come back, they're getting a really good point guard in the portal.
Do you have a person that you think that's going to be?
Rumors.
What's the rumors? Yes, I
can't get kicked out. I can't get kicked out.
So there's rumors in a Discord, but you, if you say it, you'll get kicked out.
Yeah, I don't know if I will. I'm not taking a risk. It's a business decision. But that's all I'll say. I think Houston plus 1,600. I think.
Are you in the Trilly Discord?
I mean, that's one of my Discords.
Are you guys in Discords?
No, very complicated. I want to be, but
they're pretty fun.
Duke's a big Discord guy for college basketball. He won't even say who the rumors are because he's nervous about getting kicked out of it.
Rumors of what?
A guy going into Houston, a point guard going to Houston. He won't look it. He won't say it.
Yeah, Discord I feel like has a very secretive, weird, slimy vibe.
Yeah, there's like
Meek Phil is for sure.
Yeah, there's like rumors, but that's for porn.
That's all where he met everybody.
That's for like OnlyFans.
Where's Phil been, by the way?
He's listening right now. So
no, I know. Phil, no, this is not Phil. Like he works. He's helping me with a new show after this. But like, is he not?
His parents are gone. Somebody has to watch the dog. And I don't think he trusts anybody besides himself. I love
that.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's exactly where I was like, oh, maybe you went on vacation or something.
Now he's just home watching his parents are on vacation.
Of course, it was going to be that kind of answer. It was going to be like a normal answer.
I love that from Phil. Before we end and talk about some baseball, wrap up college basketball. I think it was a good season. Did you guys think it was a little bit of a boring March Madness because they were so good?
I feel like we've been saying that the last few years.
People, I don't know what they want from March Madness. Yeah, it's just like, what else though? Like, we had a really good team. People don't like really good teams. They don't. Like, UConn literally was so dominant, it was fucking insane.
That's the problem with like a team like NC State getting to the Final Four, though, is like they don't put up any sort of fight really once.
But that's what I always say too, because
Burns was great. It's a great story.
All people want is upsets, but then when the upsets get to the Final Four, they're like, "Oh, I wish we had like another team."
I think next year will be truly great because there will be a guy the entire world galvanizes against.
Well, we were just talking about that. Dukes doesn't think he's that big of a.
Especially, I didn't know the talking shit part. Like, people are going to fucking hate him.
That's fine. That's exactly what I said. I don't think that anybody on night one of college basketball is going to be like, oh, who's this Cooper Flag guy? Like,
I do.
I think Zion Williamson was like way more of like a high school.
I will say I didn't know about Cooper Flag until last night. I knew about Zion for a couple of years.
Yeah, because
Zion was famous
on YouTube and shit.
Right, that's my point, though. You were saying Zion or Cooper Flag. I was like, Cooper Flag didn't have the Zion.
I said since Zion.
How about this, though? Okay, once Cooper Flag gets going, he's going to generate that kind of
hype. But I
okay, maybe not from the jump.
Right, and I also said that with Zion, with Cooper Flag, it's like, I just want to see what he does at the college level.
Yeah,
if he starts like performing to how he can perform, like
it'll be incredible.
At like a first-team All-American level, it'll be like, without a doubt, the best thing that's happening.
And being
basketball.
like a smug asshole about it, it would be
the best
so
thing that happened.
Zion was television, like appointment television, right?
When's the last guy we've like all the country?
That's what I'm saying. Oh,
Grayson Allen.
Grayson Allen, probably.
Okay,
Um,
that's a little while ago.
yeah, but Zion was appointment television. I don't think we've had appointment television player in a long time since that. Well, it's just not a long time. It was 2019, but
Yeah, Chet was just buried at Gonzaga, right? So Chet was sick, like when he
honestly playing at 10 o'clock at night doesn't.
right. That's what I'm saying. He was buried there, but he was that type of talent. Like if Chet was on like Kansas, it would have been.
Yeah,
He would've been-
for sure.
He was so.
Well, there hasn't been somewhere where you're like, I have to watch this guy tonight.
Right.
Yeah,
You think it's going to be Cooper Flag?
I truly think.
Yeah.
I just took one look at him. I don't see it.
He's.
There's something missing.
But Duke.
Yeah, I can't put my finger on it.
Duke being on Duke is huge for him, obviously, because people will hate it. Being white, and it will help him. People hate him, and also just the way he like I'm saying, he talks like he's mean on the court. Like he really is not nice on the court. It's
I
awesome.
like that, I guess.
Yeah, you wait and people like it's almost like Wemby. Wemby's way taller. I'm not comparing them, but he's like 6'10" and shoots threes and blocks people and dunks and plays good defense.
I wish we got Wemby in college.
Yeah, that would
Year
have been
Wemby.
awesome.
We were robbed of that.
I mean, I guess it's getting slept on because he's on the Spurs, but and like this.
Oh no, he's unbelievable. He'll be the best player in basketball in like 2 years.
We said
he
might
might
already
be right
be
now.
there.
He's
He might be there.
I actually saw a clip from Pat Bev. I think that there's only 3 players in the NBA that people wouldn't trade him for.
I don't. Luka.
Edwards.
Luka, no, not
Edwards?
Edwards. Luka,
Giannis.
Giannis, and there was one more. I
think I would trade Giannis. I think I would trade Giannis.
Shea, right?
But Giannis.
No,
he's
it
just
wasn't
No,
Shea.
it wasn't.
I'm trying to think of
Shea.
just
Forget the
Shea's
third.
so young.
Jokic.
Jokic.
Oh, Jokic.
That one makes sense.
I would.
Okay.
I would add Edwards.
He said
Edwards
Pat
is
Bev was like,
Fucking ridiculous.
"See ya." No.
Yeah, I think
Oh, it's Wemby though.
They need to
And
add.
You have to think about career. Like he's 19.
Yeah,
20.
they need to add to that roster. That roster's abysmal. Like they gotta go get a fucking guy.
Oh yeah, they will. But like,
Like, I would like they should trade for Cade.
I don't think there's
I
any.
it's exactly what I.
Yeah,
that is exactly
the Pistons
what I
are going
said.
nowhere.
Yes.
They
Cade would
I
be
mean,
so
not that I
good
don't
there.
really know what incentivize. Like it would have to be obviously like a haul of a trade.
And they're gonna have another
whatever.
top 3 pick this year or
Yeah.
something, right?
Yeah,
The
but
Spurs?
Yeah,
the
but it's
worst
such
draft
It's a
ever.
bad
Such-
draft. They're gonna have a.
You're gonna see.
European.
You're gonna see the draft when it comes out, and you're like, who the fuck?
No, I've been
any
looking
of
at
these
mock
people?
drafts, and I've been having a lot of who the fuck are these?
Yeah, it's
There's-
more than ever. It's
If you
more than
look
ever.
at like 6 mock drafts too, every single person is just all over the place.
Yeah.
Like a number 6
like Reed
in one draft would
Shepard
be like
at one
number
point was like a
26.
top 3. Like that guy's not a top 3. He's first rounder, sure, but Cade would be so perfect for them. Just get him a really.
How does that happen? How is there just 1 year where there's just nobody good in the fucking draft, and then you'll have another just loaded year?
Well, college has been so weird with like
The G League's
the G-
a problem
with
too.
the G League Ignite being going away. College will get a lot better. And
Wait, the G League's going away?
Ignite the G League Ignite team is done. And I think it's partially because of NIL, or maybe a lot because of NIL.
because people were going to that to get paid.
Right. So now people are going to start staying in college longer. The quality of player will be better. I think it'll be very good. Like we're going to get some vintage college basketball like quality that we had years ago.
Before we get into baseball, because I want to have you guys on, talk about. We'll try not to make it more all about the Yankees. But It's
Best
a little
team
hard
in
when they're the
baseball.
best team in baseball.
Just do that.
But we had a basketball game last night.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a fat lip. I got elbowed in the face after almost blowing the game. But how did we feel about our performances?
I played awful.
We were missing Billy.
great.
We're missing Billy, Jetski, Nick Mulcahy, and Rico.
Rico.
Literally,
So
Jack Mack.
all the really good players.
3 of our guys that also, and Jack Mack, 3 of those guys who score, especially Nick Mulcahy. We played a team that was probably the softest team I've ever met. Like if you cursed at them, they'd be like, "You're a horrible person." Like,
Gia, well, they were on
really
the line. Gia did like a fart noise with her mouth, and the one guy complained to the ref and was like, "Is that not poor sportsmanship?" It was the most pathetic showing I've ever seen out of
Can-
seven
Ref
human
was
beings.
dying
Dukes.
laughing.
Dukes, explain. I mean, not Dukes, but explain to Dukes what they said to us after to Gia.
Oh, and then after the game, Gia and Jenks were outside, and they walked by, and they were like, "Gia," or they didn't say Gia, but they were like, "What's it like being a woman working at Barstool?" they played like that
That
card.
is so
And then they had
awesome.
this 6'10" freak on their team who was flopping, and Dana called like a pussy or something, and the guy said to Dana, like, you're a bad person. And then, like,
Genuinely
after,
a funny thing.
when they walked by Gia and Jenks, like, they were saying to the tall freak, they were like, you're a good person and you don't flop.
Well, that's sexist. Just because you're a girl, that's why they're saying it. That's it. And she was like, "You're right." And I literally, like, you call him a pussy, they would get so mad. And Dana at one point, this guy was talking shit all game and just was not good because he can talk shit, he can talk shit, he can talk. You can't talk shit.
So funny.
On the foul line.
He's
so
at the
funny.
foul line trying to tie the game with like 10 seconds left, and he's literally just pointing at everyone. He goes, "You can't talk shit." It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen on a
I
basketball.
will say Dana was scaring me a little bit. Testosterone horrifies me. There was a
Yes.
lot of testosterone flying in that
Testosterone
gym.
I'm a in and
I
out.
use that as a newsletter quote
quote
today.
card.
That's a great.
A lot of like angry men last night.
write that down.
Oh, pussy. Oh, and it was like, all right, everybody relax. We're playing fucking rec league basketball. Like, I was getting a little bit horrified.
I'm an in and out. I'm in a kind of in and out.
You were getting some testosterone.
I was, but I'm an in and out testosterone. I don't
Yeah,
harp
you're
on
able
it.
to shut it on and off.
I can shut it off. Dana cannot shut it off. He just keeps going, and he sometimes goes a little overboard, and it's really funny. Billy, obviously, thank God. Billy would have killed the other team. Thank
I
God he
actually
wasn't
agree
there.
with you, by the way. I think testosterone terrifies me now.
Oh, it terrifies me too.
I'm very competitive. That once he comes out of me, like I'm like a different person. Where I've like suppressed this for years, which is like intramural basketball for me. I'm like, can't do it.
Dude, Fights has this quote where he's like, "Being a guy is crazy. You, at all times, we either just want to fight or come." That's just it. That's just what testosterone does, and like, there's nothing we can do to stop it. It's,
I have a large middle. Well, I never want to fight. I want to come sometimes. I have a large middle where I don't want to do any of those things.
I agree with you. I kind of want us to chill.
Fight,
But
come, or chill.
yeah.
FCC.
But yeah, though it was also Dukes. We tied 32-32.
Oh, that was the score of the game.
All right, so here was my I
Yeah.
threw this strategy out there legitimately. It was 32-32. We're down 32-31. Dana hit one of his two free throws to tie it up. It's 32-32. They're getting the ball back, the other team with 8 seconds left. We just like played out on defense and basically hoped they didn't hit the game-winning shot, which they didn't. But I thought we should have fouled immediately. Put the pressure on them to make a free throw.
they had just made it.
or make I think it's different. I think the pressure that
So you want us to foul them when we're tied?
yes, and I guarantee you they miss one, maybe two of those.
There's no 1-and-1. It's all 2
I
shots.
guarantee they miss one or two, and then we control our own
If
destiny.
we needed the win,
You gotta get a
obviously.
fucking shot
If we
for it.
needed the win, obviously that was.
I didn't want to tie. That was.
But can I tell you something real fast? I agree with the tie, not tying. I'd rather lose than tie. But
No.
we need actually a tie to get in the playoffs. The thing is, it wasn't like it was 50-50. It was 32-32. We can't score.
I think
Well,
we
that
could've-
was the
I think we
problem.
could have fouled one of like the weaker-minded people on their team. And they would have missed.
Yeah, maybe, but the thing is, our best attribute in the game was defense.
True.
We had, me and Dana scored 28 of the 32 points,
You guys were great.
which is wasn't even like we were great because it was just that we just struggled on offense no matter what. So I don't know how the fuck we would have fouled them and went on offense.
yeah,
I guess
but
I
you
didn't think
never
of it that
know.
way.
I think
If we could have picked the foul shooter, like in theory.
The 6'10" guy.
Yeah, probably wasn't making any of them.
Yeah, but we also played.
It would have
great
been. It would have
defense.
been good for the video too. Like just what a crazy strategy. We
Yeah.
fouled in a tie game. Imagine it just worked perfect.
It would have been funny.
Tommy just takes over for Clemmer. Like next.
it wouldn't have been the worst.
Listen,
idea.
Tommy was plus 10. Tommy in the middle of the game, it was about 3. I think it was like 8 minutes left, and he goes 8, 9, 10. I'm like, we up 10? He goes, no, I'm plus 10.
Yeah, I mean, without me, we would have lost by 10. I didn't play bad.
That's the line.
Had a steal, or I actually forced a steal just by looking at a guy. I was on him. He dribbled it right off his foot, went out of bounds. That's
He
my
did.
defense.
He did. And you said the guy told you that you said something, right?
Yeah, another guy said to me, he's like, your commentary is making me laugh. I can't focus. And I said, yeah, I'm in your fucking head, buddy.
Yeah, like-
He was the only cool guy on that team.
If you do Tommy's strategy of fouling, I think what goes into that as well is you have to put Tommy on the court and like to
Yes.
distract.
Yeah. I would have been chirping from the line.
Yeah.
Do you think over under points of Tommy Smokes is 1.5 of the season?
Honestly, at this point, I'm in that boat too.
You haven't scored yet?
I don't shoot a lot. Yes, they were
Everett.
supposed to do.
Well, now I know that he hasn't.
You're in your own head.
I thought we were
Yeah,
putting
I
up
need
the
to hit
rest.
this.
Yes, well, we gotta put out the stats.
I mean, I've only taken 2 shots.
I had a
3
ton of
shots.
rebounds yesterday.
No, you're at 4.
No, I've taken 3 shots. I didn't shoot the first game. I passed. Second game, I missed a 3.
Oh, so
And
you're at
last
3.
night, I missed. That was a good 3. That was a hair off.
One.
And my sky hook was a little bit wild.
Yeah, that was a bad shot.
That's crazy.
That was a bad shot. The 3, I had no problem with. The other one, it was also like 2 seconds into the shot clock.
Dude, we were talking before
You
of like. No, we were saying selfish basketball. Like, there's no bad shot. Like, if you're open, and I think the one thing I said was like, don't take a sky hook from like the top of the key. You literally did that.
Yeah.
But yeah, make sure you go watch this when it comes out. I think this season's gonna be way better than.
It's a shame though. Clemmer will be back next week. Like we had so much more fun, such a better content game last night without Clemmer.
It was fun last night.
Yeah.
But Clemmer is supposedly dropping the hammer next week, so we'll
Whatever
see
that
about
means.
that.
Clemmer's gonna come back and make everybody miserable. I'll probably quit next week. I might not show up.
All right, that'll be coming out probably in like 2 or 3 weeks.
I think you guys should also, by the way, when there's a tie, there should be a free throw contest.
Dude,
There's
it should be
Something, man.
it should
Like
be a minute
something.
or something. Just
like
don't
distraction.
tie.
Even a coin toss. Just do a coin toss.
There was 2 ties in the league last night and 1 buzzer beater. It could have been 3.
Buzzer beater was sick.
Buzzer beater was really
That
cool.
was awesome.
All right, let's do 10 minutes baseball really fast. The Yankees are the best team in baseball. Not even a joke without
Facts. They're 9-2. No one is.
yeah,
9-2.
the that without a Cy Young is insane.
And Aaron Judge, the MVP
It's
and the Cy
horrible.
Young are doing 0 things.
Yes.
They've started the season against 4 playoff teams from last year. Now the Marlins fucking suck, but still they were in the
Hey,
playoffs last
they
year.
were in the
It's
playoffs.
4 playoff teams from last year that they started the season.
Nestor Cortez last night. I just proved my point. Nestor Cortez, 8 innings, 0 runs, 6 Ks.
Look at Turnbull.
His
throwing
ERA,
shit out.
Dukes, for the season so far is 3.4,
5.
3.5.
What's that?
That is above average because the average right now is a 4.2.
Not even kidding. I've never been so invested into a Yankees
In Nestor
pitcher.
Cortez,
Like
Nestor
every,
Cortez
every
is-
night I
is
type in
good.
Nestor Cortez.
he
He looked very good last
he's
night.
average.
Yeah, like
did
he obviously is gonna he shoves against bad teams.
And Clemmer texted me yesterday. Goes
It's an
shout
average
out.
pitcher.
Yeah, like he.
Yes, that's what you do when
If
you're
I can
average.
get if you can give me 5 innings, 3 runs against the Astros of the league, and then you're gonna shut out the bad teams, that's a 3-starter.
Clemmer makes me watch baseball more because I want to just show him he doesn't know everything. Because he texted me last night. He's like, "I'm a good friend." Like I admitted that. Like he had a good outing. It's like you would have been shitting on me. I didn't even answer him. I didn't answer the tweet.
God.
I didn't answer the tweet.
That would drive me insane.
It drove me because it was just after my mouth was bleeding in basketball, and he wasn't there, and he's texting me. I just didn't like it, and yeah, Nestor Cortez is probably our 5 pitcher right now.
Yeah.
And he's average, and that's usually what a 5 pitcher is, or below average. But he's average.
I don't know if he's our 5. I think Stroman and Rodon are 1
At the
and
moment,
2,
how
and then
people
the
are-
rest are kind of.
I'm saying how it's going. Like Clark is
You
pitching
could
better.
argue he's been better than Clark and Heel maybe.
Yeah, no matter what, he's a 3 through a 5. I
Yeah.
guess right now he should be our 4.
If
Yeah.
they're all healthy, he's the 5. If everyone's healthy and going, I think he's the 5. I think Clark has higher potential than him. Gil, that whatever the fuck, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but is higher potential than him, has shown.
Yeah, but
really
we're
good
talking
stuff.
like if I have right now, you tell me tomorrow must-win game. I have to pick one Yankee to be on the mound. I'm going and not counting Cole. I'm going Stroman 1. There's a chance I actually pick an Nestor 2nd.
That's
I'm not kidding.
crazy.
See how Carlos
He's
looks.
had like more experience than anyone. Maybe Rodon.
Again, it was the Marlins, so let's just dial it back with how much I trust a guy in a must-win game.
Let's move on from Yankees because I don't want people will get very upset. They get very
Real quick,
upset.
Volpe has been unbelievable. We can't
Yeah.
talk about the
Player in
Yankees without Anthony Volpe.
No, he's been
It's
amazing.
generally like he's must-watch anytime he gets the ball in the field or is at the plate. I have to watch Anthony Volpe.
He's my most anticipated at bat on the team.
Yeah.
right now. And they have one.
And they have Juan
Aaron
Soto.
Judge.
And I don't care if he doesn't like me. I'm rooting for him. Shout out to me. That's growing up. Baseball as a whole, who is your guys like? Who's your dark horse to be a good team this year?
I picked at the beginning of the year, had the Tigers to win their division. and the Mariners going to the World Series.
You love the Mariners.
I do. I mean, I always pick the Yankees to win the World Series, but we'll do non-Yankee World Series pick. I'd go the Mariners.
Okay. Hubs?
I mean, I could get up.
I like what the Cubs.
Okay.
I know the Cubs just blew an 8-0 lead yesterday, but I just like the pieces they have.
They also
And
have two pitchers, not one Cy Young candidate,
Steele's even there yet.
and then Tyone's hurt too.
Right. So I like the pieces they have. I like their lineup. You just look at their lineup, like they have some nice hitters in there. I think their bullpen could be a little better, but the Central is so winnable. I'm not scared of, everyone's picking the Reds, and I do like the Reds, and Ellie had an inside the park home run yesterday that was electric. But I don't know. If a dark horse team, like I don't know how many people are loving the Cubs, but I think they can.
I feel
make
like
the
they're
playoffs.
probably the most popular pick from that division.
I feel like everyone's on the Reds.
I hate
People
the
love
Reds.
the
I think
Reds.
the Reds suck, and I hate them.
I think everyone's on the Reds, but yeah, I don't know.
Teaser. A person from that team, and if you want more baseball content, that is a new show is coming, which I'm excited about. I don't know if I'm allowed. I don't know what the fuck's going on with it, so I gotta let you know. But
A
second,
promo.
It's really
huge
good.
huge promo. Two, what do you think about the Pirates?
They
did this last year, too.
Yeah,
They did it last year
Think it's
too.
fluky?
I think so.
It's
I mean,
a little
there's
less
chance they
fluky
can,
than
like,
last year.
They can be like the second, or the third wild card, maybe if like 84 wins gets them in. But I mean, they have been bad for so long that like they just got to have some good players by now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's a little less fluky than last year. I feels like, but I don't know still how real it is.
I will be writing a blog on this, but the Orioles are going to win less than 90 games. They're going to have a way more of a down year than last year, which is saying it's not that hard to say because they won 100 and whatever games last year.
Their over under was what 88.5 or 90.5 or so. It wasn't like it was a drop off that.
Look at
they were
their
expecting.
lineup. It's not very good. And things happen when you have more pressure on you, correct?
Yeah.
When they're looked at more. Last year, no one cared about the Orioles, and then they started to care about them because they were really good. Like, at the beginning of the season, if they won 70 games, no one would have said, well, okay, it's the Orioles, Now they're becoming a team where it's like, oh, they have all these prospects that Orioles fans tag me in every day because I say I don't care about the prospects, which I don't. I truly don't, even though one of
I
them
care
is
about
really good.
Holiday a lot.
Holiday's really good. But we have a prospect. Everyone has prospects. Everyone does. They have a lot, but still. The Orioles, with pressure and younger guys, comes with a lot of responsibility, and I think that they're going to struggle a little bit this year. They're 5-4 right now, and it's early. It doesn't matter.
They lost a
They've
series
played-
to the Royals. Or
They played the
split with
Royals,
Yeah.
the Angels, the
They played the Red Sox today.
Red Sox today. There was one other team that was not very good either, and they're 5-4. Like they're just not a team that everyone thinks that they are.
Here's one thing that I think that drops them down a peg from last year. Felix Bautista not being their closer and it being Craig Kimbrell. That is it. Like there was.
He sucks, Craig Campbell.
You weren't hitting Felix
Yeah,
Bautista
he
when he
sucks.
came in. He would come in for 4 or 5 outs. He blew out his arm. And now you have Craig Kimbrell, who, ask any Phillies fan if you felt comfortable with Craig Kimbrell in the game last year, postseason, all that. There's a difference. Like, you have to pay attention to ninth innings now. When Felix Bautista was on the bump, the game was over.
I also think all teams in all sports kind of follow a trajectory of breakout year, then a little bit of a down year, then readjustment year. You go like post-hype sleeper year.
Yeah.
Kind of what happened with the Yankees, right? 17, they kind of came on the scene a little year early. 18
a
was
little
kind of a downer. At
disappointing.
19, they were really, really good.
Yeah,
Obviously,
I think that, and I think I feel like the Bucks had like a breakout, like Milwaukee Bucks breakout year, down year, won the championship. Like I always feel like I love I'll be all over the Orioles next year. I like post-hype sleeper teams.
yeah, and all those
Pirates.
guys.
Pirates. They lost to Pirates.
What?
Orioles, Pirates.
Oh, that's who they
the
played.
other team.
One thing I touched on, Felix Bautista blowing on his arm. That is, and I'm writing a blog on it currently, but like the epidemic of pitchers just fucking going down left and right. Every day there's a major injury with a pitcher. And it
We
is
talked about this yesterday.
crazy.
It's crazy. It's horrible. Like I hate when like Framber, Strider, all the Bieber, like all these guys are guys you want to see pitch. I don't know why everyone's like it's that people get hurt.
It seems like it's happening more often right now.
I honestly think it has zero to do with the pitch clock.
I think the pitch clock is a factor. I don't think it's the end all be all. I think we've
evolved
it's the pitch.
as human beings, and I think that our arms are not supposed to throw from up here 100 miles an hour.
Right, and Max Everett has been so emphasized in the last few years of
no sticky stuff either.
When we were kids, 95 used to be like whoa.
Holy shit, yeah.
Clemens throwing 95 was like, all right, that's a big deal. Then it became 97. Then fucking Jordan Hicks went to 104. But now it's like, if you don't have a reliever who's throwing 97, if your reliever doesn't throw 97, why is he even in the game?
I think the solution is just that like pitchers are going to have to throw less hard. As crazy as that sounds, like if you want longevity in your career and to preserve your arm, then maybe you dial it down to 92 to 94, work on your off-speed stuff, like get back.
The problem also with that, though, is more breaking balls you throw. That hurts your arm. Everything can hurt your arm. And then the changing into baseball doesn't help at all. Removal of the sticky substance. I know people were harping on that, but, like, hey, that helped pitchers out. Once that went down, like, as Tyler Glasnow, he blew out his arm because he had to grip the ball harder because the ball is so slippery. Like, there's like 5 different factors. Pitch clock, I think, is part of it, but it's not all of it. But either way, baseball is in a very dangerous place right now where, like, you can lose a pitcher any fucking day at this point. Like, we lost Loizaga. That's going to hurt the Yankees.
The Yankees need both, like, two relievers.
It's very when you're at a Yankees game, it's like a 1 or 2 run game, and the starting pitcher's out, and you have to get a bridge to Ian Hamilton and Clay Holmes, who themselves aren't even guarantees. It's dicey. They're going to have to add real arms. And I know people are like, oh, they'll just make their own. You can only do that so much. You got to add somebody. I would love to add Bednar at some point from the Pirates. That's my guy.
I just want to get this on the record since we're on a sports gambling show. A crazy change up here. The Mavericks are going to win the West. I'm about to place that future on the draft.
He's got a future on.
Oh, you do?
First game of the season.
Yeah,
Mavericks.
He's had a
future. 23-1.
They've been cooking
To win the finals?
Win the finals.
I still don't think.
I think I'm going to take them 12-1 to win the West.
When the Nuggets care,
The Mavericks.
There's no one beating them.
And no one's talking about it, but Kyrie Irving.
He's been great.
I don't agree with what he says off the court. He's a crazy person. He is one of the best point guards we've ever seen play the game, and he is being a good teammate.
The thing is, he just never plays. Now he's finally playing.
He's playing because he's enjoying it.
Right.
And Luka and him are best friends. They are unbelievable together. And then I don't like him, but Dante Exum.
Yeah, him.
He was supposed to be so good, but
he's knocked down now, right?
He's been great. Tim Hardaway Jr.
I hate that guy.
I can't stand him on the court, but
Worst fucking Nick ever
he shoots
since
like a
Alec
motherfucker.
Burks.
They give me vibes of like the 07 Cavs where like LeBron just was kind of young, but he just like took a team to the finals.
They're still not. They're not beating the Nuggets.
I
They can.
When they give
the
a fuck,
Thunder
when the
and
Nuggets
Timberwolves
care,
are not going to the finals because it's like they're the Thunder and Timberwolves. They're not going to the finals.
the Wolves will go down, but the Nuggets are just when they care, there's no one beating them. Byron, real quick, did anyone?
The Suns, I think.
Did you guys see the Stephen A. Smith Knicks clip that went
Yeah,
viral last night?
Quentin Grimes is playing well.
He was talking about the Bucks, them beating the Bucks the other day. He was raving about Quentin Grimes, who was traded like a month and a half
Traded
ago.
him a month
He's
ago.
now off the year. Said Hardenstein's been a good reserve. He's been starting the whole year. Like he just doesn't know anything.
Honestly, though,
Respect.
I respect it. I'm actually okay with it. I don't, because people get so mad if you don't know everything about every sport, right?
I mean, to praise it,
But
to pretend to praise
that's
it.
bad.
Crazy.
Grimes is bad because you're just lying. You're completely lying. It's been a month. That's on the producers. Was it live?
It was on his YouTube channel.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it was live. It's on his producers. If you are a sports,
I don't know if he does it live and then post to YouTube.
if it wasn't live, it's on you. You gotta help the guy out. Sometimes you get mixed.
Okay, but what if it
Watch
was
a lot
live?
of sports.
What if it
When
was
you're-
live?
You're Stephen A. Smith. You should know. Like you gotta know. You gotta be sharp on that shit. Like it wasn't like Grimes just got fucking traded.
He got traded like a month ago, and he's out for the year for the Pistons. He hasn't played in general.
That's insane. No, it's bad.
Maybe he's thinking of I'll be honest. Miles McBride and
No.
Quentin Grimes were always similar in my head.
He couldn't
Get
even
them
pronounce Hartenstein's name right. Like
People get so mad when you miss some things up. You know.
You see Jalen,
but he's known for not being
but-
a real fan.
Yeah.
You know Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart have wives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Disappointing. I like that. Like I think they're like the young superstars in New York. I want them out there
They're
fucking.
not like
No.
Jalen Brunson's not that young.
I mean, he's like 27.
Yeah.
That's so young. That's my age. That's literally so young.
Let
Leave
them
our
It's
whole-
not
a
young.
nice, lovely
People at
nice
that
family.
age have girlfriends and wives.
No, they're-
That's very young.
27
very
is
young.
young.
Very,
very young. So young.
Wait, Dukes, how old are you?
25.
And you have a girlfriend?
Yeah, but that's so different.
That's
I'm
not a
the fucking,
wife. Yeah, if
I'm also
Jalen-
not the point guard of the fucking Knicks.
Dude, also all those guys.
I mean, when you're everyone, you get older, you have a wife. That's what happens.
It's
Yeah,
different
but
though. They're
it's-
superstars.
He's right. Like if you're the point guard of the Knicks,
Jalen Brunson
wasn't the
27.
point guard of the Knicks for a while.
Young, so young. And
Also-
Josh Hart.
Josh Hart
is-
might be 31.
He might be a little older. No, he's 29.
31.
Still young.
that's
All those
in
guys
New
have
York, that's like
agreements with their
22.
wives. They do whatever they
and
want.
Dante
on the road.
DiVincenzo has a girlfriend. It's like, come on, guys. I was looking all this up the other day because I was like looking at clips of their podcast, and I was like, oh, these guys must be out there and living in Tribeca, fucking every night. It's like, oh, they go home to their fucking.
Oh, they're
wives.
locked in on Knicks
Yeah,
basketball.
it's nice to
playing
have a
good
wife,
ball.
Tommy. It's very nice to have a wife.
Focused on
They should be
ball.
out there fucking.
No, they're
every night.
focused on
No.
ball.
It's nice to go home and
That's
like
who
have a
see it.
wife and like hang out, maybe, you'll understand.
They should be fucking.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think the Knicks would be like championship caliber if they were single.
Yeah.
Knicks
Oh,
are
they were
When you're
going
driven,
out?
when you're driven by pussy, it's a whole other level.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's always good.
He's not like crazy. Like
I'm
what
not
he's saying.
wrong.
is,
Oh,
like,
no, he's
what he's
really
What
wrong.
he's saying is like making sense.
Yes, dude.
If you're-
25-year-old Dukes is helping you out a
Yeah,
lot.
that's great. He's another young guy.
guys.
Yeah.
Knicks
All
are a
right.
good bet tonight. -4.5 in Chicago. Love the Knicks tonight. Revenge game from a couple days ago.
My picks today are the Yankees -1.5. The guy pitching for the Marlins is just like not a real person.
They shelled Luzardo, so it's like who else?
AJ Puck, he's got a 9 ERA.
The only problem is like, what's
Two.
Rodon gonna do? That's the difference maker there.
I'm going Braves -1.5. The Mets are not going to beat them again.
We have a war with the office about the Orioles and Red Sox game.
Yeah, I guess I got
Yeah.
to take the Orioles
We're just
now.
shitting on the Orioles, but I do like the Orioles today.
And then I am going to take the Athletics against the Rangers.
What was your 3-person homer bet?
Yeah, I got a 3-person home. I keep seeing people tweet these and they're winning.
Same.
So it's like I got to get on this train. DraftKings, the odds are plus 64.17. I did $28 to win 1,800. I've got Christian Walker to hit a home run, Adolis Garcia to hit a home run, and Austin Riley to hit a home run.
Those are 3 guys who hit home runs.
And I looked it up in the match. I just looked at high over under games and guys that.
That's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did get a text from Meek Phil.
Oh boy.
Picture of his dog.
Oh, okay.
I should have been more specific about talking about Buddy. She's 14 and has trouble doing stairs. I can't leave her home alone and for like 8 hours and come back to a mess.
Okay. You're a good guy.
I thought it was something like he didn't trust like Lenny or something.
His boy Lenny.
I got to play too. I'm
play.
taking BU +3 in college lacrosse.
Oh, okay.
Okay. What time is that game?
I'm sure.
It's at
I'll take that too.
It's at 7.
7.
BU against Yale.
I
It's
believe
tough
you.
for me to like lock in on like an obscure sport when the other real sports are going on. Like that should be during the day.
Yeah.
Make any sense to you?
Yeah.
See,
yes.
but like this
I'm
obscure
also-
sport is like my sport. Like I
No, for sure.
yeah, like
No, I mean, what he's saying though, like,
for sure.
I'm like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
At 7. At 7.
if it was at
yeah.
4 o'clock, I'd
Yeah,
watch it.
I'm like
Can-
that with
can I-
tennis. Like I like my tennis to be during the day, and I don't really, at night I don't bet.
Hand up. I assumed that on the Wednesdays I'm used to like a 2 p.m. start, and I like that. And I bet like daytime lacrosse.
Yeah,
Watch a little bit like while
that's
working.
more what I was alluding to.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't love the 7 o'clock start.
No, because then
I'm
you
gonna
watch.
take
To
this
be honest,
Mavs
I don't know if
future
I
now with
fully
you
would
too,
have bet
Marty.
on it if I knew that.
Right.
I'm gonna take this Mavs future with you.
Let's
right
be
now.
Mavs.
What is
fans,
it currently?
Plus 1,200 to win the West is what I'm gonna take. Because I think the Celtics.
We also didn't
What are
talk
the
about-
Nuggets?
Derek
400?
Lively is fantastic.
Yeah, Lively's good.
Nuggets are plus 150.
Yeah, I mean,
I-
they will not. They're just so good when they
disagree.
care. When they care.
Yeah, but they might not
They don't care.
Because you know what?
Oh no, they're gonna care in the
He doesn't
playoffs.
care. He doesn't care.
It's true.
He's already got it. He doesn't need to care.
No, that's not true.
All right. Thank you guys for coming in. That is the show. We will be back on Thursday because tomorrow there's mini golf.
Hey, go watch that. It should be fun.
Yes, I'm leaving today for mini golf.
Oh, you're in that.
Yeah.
You both in that. You're not.
I'm not.
Mini golf tomorrow all day. I think it's live, and then it'll be Thursday. We'll be back Thursday for a half-hour show for our name show. Thank you. See you Thursday.